Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in this video I'm going to talk about my 10 pet peeves that passengers do. These are just the things that annoy me, but maybe other flight attendants can relate. Let me know in the comments if you can relate to any of these pet peeves that I'm going to list. I will list 10 of them, but I'm sure there's probably more, but these are the 10 that just come off the top of my head and no order of most annoying. So without further ado, before I even get started, please like and subscribe. Starting with number 1, the first pet peeve is going to be, so when we're landing and we taxi and then the moment that the aircraft stops, it's not really annoying to me when people take their seatbelts off. Like, that's like a given. People do that almost every single flight, so I don't really care. What's annoying is the people who not only do they take off their seatbelt, but they will get out of their seat and walk all the way to the front as if this is a car and you just open the door and walk out. And I'm just like, sit down, especially if you see me sitting down or the flight attendant, just a flight attendant sitting down. Why would you get up and walk to the door as if, like, obviously you're not gonna go anywhere, so sit down. And then the fact that you decided to walk all the way up and pass all these people ahead of you who are also seated, it just doesn't make any sense to me. I hate when people, I'm like, where's the logic? Like, make it make sense. Why are you walking all the way to the front and you still see that I'm seated in the jump seat? That makes no sense. Super annoying. Hate when people do it. That's number 1. Pet peeve number 2 is going to be when you're boarding and you have to put your suitcase up. Don't ask me to help you put it up because number 1, I'm not going to. Number 2, why would you put so much stuff in your bag that you cannot lift it over your head to put it up? Because it's too heavy. So you want me to put myself at risk and use my elbow grease to put it inside of the overhead cabin. Like, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. On top of not doing that, we're actually not supposed to do it. So any flight attendant that does do it is working harder, because the reason why we're not supposed to do it is because if anything happens, like let's say the bag is so heavy that the bag fell on my arm and I broke my arm, the company does not pay for your like medical fees. That's on you. Unless it's your actual suitcase, that's the only way that they'll pay for it. So I do not touch bags. Like, I won't even move it to the valet check area. I'm like, oh, you can bring your bag up to the front once the line is done. Like, I don't even touch any bags because I'm just like, I'm not gonna put myself at risk and then I have a medical bill because your bag is too heavy. So it's just annoying when people will ask that, especially when they already have a valet tag on the bag. And it's like, okay, the gate agent already told you this is gonna fit. Why are you still trying to make it fit? And it's not gonna fit, and then you're asking me to try to make it fit. No, like, no. That's annoying. Pet peeve number 3 is when I'm doing service and I'm walking down the aisle and it'll never be the first customer. It'll be like a passenger that's like number all the way in the middle to back row. And I'll say, oh, what would you like to drink? And they're like, what do you have? What do you have? That question is so annoying because it's like, what do you mean, what do I have? I know you just watched me give different people soda, juice, water. Like, I'm not about to list all the 20 options that we have. What are you, it's not about what we have. What are you in the mood for? Are you in the mood for water, for juice, for soda? Like, we don't have to go over every single option. And it's just annoying because it's like, okay, for example, when you go to Smoothie King and you don't know what you want, you have a mood, you have a taste for something. Like, okay, I don't know what I want, but it has to have strawberries in it. And then boom, she's gonna recommend, you know, something with strawberries. When you go to the bar, you're not asking her or him, oh, what type of alcohol do you have? Because they're not about to list all those. You're gonna say, oh, I'm in the mood for something. She's gonna say, what would you like? Like, what are you in the mood for? Oh, what do you normally drink? Something sweet, something with vodka. And then she's gonna prepare something. So I'm just like, oh, that question is so annoying. What do you have? And then I hate when I do list everything out, all for them to be like, I'll just have water. Water? That was option number one. Water is sitting at the top. You did not have, I didn't have to read all that stuff just for you to get water. Like, what? Pet peeve number 4 is when a passenger, this is also while I'm doing service, and a passenger will say, I'll have soda. And then I say, okay, what kind? And they're like, soda. Let me know in the comments, where are these people from that just soda means soda and I'm supposed to just know what kind of soda you want? I'm like, okay, Sprite, Coke, Pepsi, Diet Coke, Coke Zero, like what? I don't even list it. I just pick up one and give it to them because I'm just like, at this point, let me not work too hard. Here, just take it. And if you don't like it, I'm sure you'll tell me you don't want this one, but that's annoying. Soda is a category. What type do you want in that category? Like, if you want juice, you're not gonna say juice. You're gonna say orange juice, apple juice, cranberry juice. You know, I'm not tripping. I don't know what's wrong with these passengers when they say soda and they're like, I said soda. Like, that was number 4. Pet peeve number 5. I think we're on 5. Anyways, pet peeve number 5. So whenever I'm done with service, I always go through and do trash, right? I have the trash bag and I literally say, I shake the bag and I'm like, trash, 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 all the way down the row and then come back. So that's twice. I put the bag up and then sometimes I'll have to use the restroom. When I have to use the restroom, I look straight at the restroom door. I don't look at any passengers. Like, don't talk to me, don't look at me, nothing. Like, I have to use the bathroom. So I'm walking down the aisle, laser focus on the door, and it'll be someone like, oh, excuse me, here's my trash, here. And I'm like, number 1, we weren't making eye contact. Number 2, do you see me holding a bag? Number 3, if it's not burning up in your hands, just put it in the back seat pocket. Like, I hate when passengers are just acting like the trash is just bothering them so much. I'm like, if it was bothering you that much, you would have put it inside the trash that I had when I walked by twice. Now it's bothering you and you want to get rid of it so bad. It's so annoying. So that's a pet peeve. And I'm always like, I'll be back. Like, hold it. I'll be back. Like, what do you want me to do? Put it in my pocket? Ugh. Tip number 6, which, not tip number 6, but actually pet peeve number 6, which could also be a tip if you're a passenger watching this. Please, I don't care if you're bleeding, dying, your child is screaming, whatever it is, do not walk all the way up to the front of the galley or the back of the galley to like talk to me. Like, just press the call button. Press the call button. Because 9 times out of 10, I'm actually busy doing something and the aircraft is so loud that you can't really hear background noises. It would have to be something very like a loud bang or something for me to hear it. So I can't hear when you're walking up on me, and either I'm really in my zone doing something, or I just randomly will see a shadow come over me, and that's what makes me turn around like, what is that? And it'll be some passenger like, oh, whenever you get a chance, can I get some water, or could I get some more, could I get another Biscoff cookie? And it's like, sit down, use the call button. I would rather you hit the call button 5 times in a row before you actually walk up on me and scare me. I hate that so much. I hate that. Like, I'm just like, use the call button, use it. I feel like people are afraid to use the call button. And it's like, no, I want you to use it. I want you to use it before you get out of your seat and actually get close to me. Please, use the call button. Even if I'm dying and bleeding, don't get out of your seat. Just let me die and bleed. Please, just press the call button. If I don't get up, whatever, let me die in peace. Do not, that just annoys me so much. Don't walk up to me. Okay, we're done with that one. Number 7, okay, this pet peeve, it's like hit or miss, and people don't always ask me this. They probably ask me like, maybe like 2 times out the month. But the thing that makes this question annoying is that normally people will ask when it's already been a long day of flying and it's just like, I'm ready to go home. I'm just like, oh, let's just hurry up and board these people, get on, and, you know, wrap it up. Okay, so the thing that passengers do that can get annoying is when they'll get on the flight, getting like boarding, and they'll be like, yeah, I just want to know, how long is this flight? That question is just like, I don't know what you want me to say, because one, even if I do know the answer, girl, you booked the flight, came to the airport, went through TSA, you have your boarding pass, you got to the gate. There were a lot of checks and balances to see how long the flight was gonna be. I'm sure the boarding pass lets you know that information. The gate agent, at this point, do you want me to say longer or short? I don't know what the expectation is, but it's just like, does it really matter how long the flight is? Because at the end of the day, you're committed. You've already walked on the plane. We're getting ready to go. It could be a 1-hour flight that turns into 4 hours. That turns into going to a whole nother location because of the weather. Like, you're in your seat. You're committed now. So, like, it doesn't even matter. You're committed. I'm at work. It doesn't matter. I don't know why that question can just get annoying sometimes. Maybe it's just me, but yeah. And 9 times out of 10, the person who asked you how long the flight is will ask you again during the flight, how much time do we have left? Like, subtract the time I told you from the time we've been in the air. That's just an annoying question. Maybe it's always when I'm like tired that people ask that question, but annoying. Pet peeve number 8, and I've only had like maybe 2 people to actually do this out of my whole time flying so far, but it was annoying. So these people I'll just happen to look up at while I'm boarding and we're getting ready to go, and it'll be someone without their mask on. And it's not even like, you know, sometimes when you have your mask, you like have it sitting right here, or maybe you have it in your lap, or maybe you're trying to be slick and you like have a drink that you like hold next to your mouth the whole time, because people do that. No, these people that I'm talking about blatantly are just sitting there without a mask. A mask is nowhere in sight. And my whole thing about this mask situation is that what possessed you to come to the airport, have your mask on, go through TSA, get to your gate, get to the gate agent, and I'm gonna say you had this on the whole time because you can't even get this far without wearing a mask. You passed me or the other flight attendant with the mask on, and you decided that when you would sit down in your chair, you're going to take the mask off and put it up. What? Why would you do that? Like, why? It's just like being difficult for no reason. You know that we're gonna speak to you about it. You're not gonna get away with it. And it's like, those type of people, it's like, why? You're being difficult way too early. Like, I haven't even closed the door yet. What are you doing? So I've only had 2 people like that before, and only one person was kind of being difficult. But it's just like, okay, you know better. It's like dealing with a toddler, like, or I don't know, a young child who's like, oh, my mom lets me stay up until midnight. No, she doesn't. You've never even been up past 10 in your life, you know? So it's just like that. Those are how and it will be adults. So that's why it's super annoying to see an adult be difficult. And it's just like, don't be difficult. Like, we've been wearing masks we're going on 2 years soon. So it's not like this is new and you just forgot. So that's why it's just annoying. Like, it shouldn't be a conversation at this point. Putting on your mask should be like putting on chapstick. I don't even think that was a good one because people don't even put on chapstick all the time. I don't know. You should have your mask on. That's the whole point. Pet peeve number 9 is when, so before we land, there's always like, a 20-minute grace period where we turn on the lights. We're like super annoying and we're making announcements and we're like, hey, now is the time to power down your devices, sit up straight, put your seatbelts on, get your life together because we're about to land. Basically, we walk through at least twice with the trash, all of that. The seatbelt sign is on, stay in your seats. I'm now sitting in my seat. The other flight attendants are sitting in their seat. It just boggles my mind when someone will get up, and it'll be right after we're sitting down, that they will get up, walk all the way to me and say, hey, do you think I can use the bathroom right now? What? And you know what's crazy? It will be flights that were like 3 hours long. It's never like a 30-minute or hour flight. It's always like a 3-hour flight where someone will do this. And it's like, no, you cannot get up during this time. Like, what are you doing? You had all this time to use the bathroom. Why would you just now do it now? And it's like, no, you need to sit down for your safety. And I'm like, if you really had to go to the bathroom, you would have did it on yourself already. Like, but obviously you can hold it for a little bit longer. Like, please sit down. You guys, like, stop. If you're a passenger or if you've done this before, like, please just sit down and wait till we land. Lastly, pet peeve number 10. This one is actually a big one that happens way too often, and I don't even understand why this happens so much, but it does. Probably once a trip. That's how common this one is. So let's say I am doing service and I'm walking down with this huge loud cart, okay? The lights are on, all that stuff. I'm walking, I'm asking every single person, and we're gonna call this passenger. He or she is gonna be at seat 13A. 13A, okay? So I'm going down the aisle. 13A is just staring right into my eyes as I'm doing service, and I'm just like, okay, I guess they're really thirsty. Okay, I'm going. I get to 12, and I'm taking care of 12, and I look over at 13, and I see that they closed their eyes. And I'm like, okay, I guess they aren't thirsty. Get to 13, take care of everyone in, because they're 13A, so take care of everyone in B, C, D. They're still, their eyes are still closed. I wouldn't even say they're sleeping because they've been up the whole time, right? Their eyes are closed. I go to row 14. Right when I'm asking row 14, what would you like to drink? 13A. Excuse me, ma'am. Excuse me, ma'am. I wanted something to drink. Y'all, I don't know why passengers do this. And when I tell you, it is so annoying. Why would you close your eyes when I'm doing service and I'm coming up to your seat? Why would you do that? When you know you're thirsty and you're gonna wait until I get to the next row to open your eyes and say, oh my God, I wanted something to drink. Like, what was the purpose of that? Another thing that people do is, along with closing their eyes and trying to go to sleep, is that they'll have their earphones in. And then when you get to them, it's like, I'm like, would you care for anything to drink? And they're like looking at their TV or whatever the case may be. And they're like, oh, what did you say? Come on now. I have this huge cart. You saw me giving drinks to everyone else. You know what I'm going to. You know what I'm asking. You know what I'm asking. What do you want to drink? And they're like, okay, I'll have water. So I give them their water. Then the people with earphones will put the earphones back in. And then I'm like, would you care for cookies or pretzels? And they're like, what was that? These are the pretzels. That's basically what I would love to do to them. Like, why did you put your earphones back in and you know I'm gonna give you food? I don't understand. But anyways, those are the pet peeves. Like I said, none of them are like, the last one is annoying. But you know, the rest of them are equally annoying. Of course, I'm still gonna do my job and be all nice and everything like that. But these are just thoughts in my head. If you can relate, let me know down below. If you have some added pet peeves that passengers do, let me know. And also, it's not just passengers who can be annoying. Flight attendants can be annoying too. And I'll make a video about that. I'll make a bit. Oh, I don't know what's going on. I will make a video about my pet peeves with flight attendants soon. That's all I got for you guys. See you in the next video. Bye.